Alright, guys. Hello, guys. Super Infinite Characters here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is about day 23 of me being interviewed by Cesar. Alright, Anthony, so how was your day at school today? It was pretty good. Alright, tell me how your day went. Alright, so I had a good day in social studies, and but yeah, I had a great day in social studies because I was following along and I paid attention. And my paraprofessional, Miss Carey, even gave me something called pause points. Well, I mean, not all schools in the Red Clay School District are going to probably have something called pause points because I think that pause point is only for Skyline and it's not for any other school. So it's something called pause points. And it's like dojo, but it's when a teacher gives you points when you're making good choices. And I was following along and I was paying attention. So my paraprofessional, Miss Carey, gave me pause points for that. Yeah, I earned some points for paying attention and following along. And I was really staying grounded in reality and doing my work. And I wasn't stimming. I wasn't fidgeting. I wasn't looking at the floor. I wasn't daydreaming. I wasn't staring off into space. I wasn't lollygagging. I wasn't doing any of that. I was focusing on staying grounded in reality and doing my work. I wasn't focused on anything else other than doing my work. Yeah, I was focused. I was just doing my work. And I even got some points for it. Yeah, I had a good day in social studies. Now, in math class, I probably needed one reminder for trying to give my teacher, Miss Carey, some work, even though I did it yesterday. And it was some math work that I had to do some regrouping on, but I used a calculator instead yesterday. And then I tried to cheat by giving Miss Carey my work even though I did it yesterday and I didn't even do it today. And she said that would be cheating. Yeah, that might have been a reminder. And something made me kind of upset because when it was time for us to do our something on the board, it was multiplication. And when it was my turn, my friend Joshua tried to do my work for me because when it was my turn to give Miss Bossert the answer, my friend Joshua gave Miss Bossert the answer. And then I said, "Hey, why that answer was supposed to be for me and you blurted it." And then the teacher said, "Josh, that's a reminder for you." And I said, "Josh, you're trying to do my work for me. I don't know why you're trying to do my work for me." And then he said, "I'm not." And then Miss Carey said, "Yes, you are, because it wasn't time for you to do it wasn't time for you to do that work. It was Anthony's turn, and you were giving him the answers. So that's you trying to do his job for him. That was you trying to do Anthony's job for him. So that's a reminder." Yeah, it's not okay to do stuff like that because usually when it's time for you to give a teacher an answer to a question, and if you do it for them, the student might get mad about that. Yeah, that's not a good choice. Yeah. I had a good day in math class. All right, now I didn't go to exploratory, and I didn't go to English because, um, like I said, I went on a field trip today at Christiana Rolling. I went on the Christiana Skating Center at like 11:30. I was on the bus and I sat next to my friend Victor. And my friend Victor was teaching me how to edit his videos like he does. And You guys probably know him. His YouTube channel is Super Victor Plushies. Yeah, my friend Victor was teaching me how to edit videos. And I can't even remember what he said, what apps to download, but I'm gonna ask him again. Alright, now, yeah, I was socializing with my friend Victor on the bus. And I was also playing on my phone, and I was watching Mickey Mouse and South Park. Even though you gotta be 16 and up to watch South Park, my mother thinks I'm mature enough to watch South Park because I don't usually repeat or perform what's going on in South Park. I don't usually, I don't usually, my mother thinks I'm mature enough to watch South Park because I don't usually repeat or perform what's going on in South Park. So my mother thinks I'm mature enough to watch South Park. Even though you gotta be 16 and up to watch South Park, yeah, my parent thinks I'm mature enough to watch South Park. So I get to watch it. Alright, now while I was on the trip, I went inside it was time to go inside the skating rink. And then I got something from the snack shack. I got some French fries for $3.50, and I got a pepperoni pizza for $3.50. And I even got a slushie for $8. Yeah. And I ended up getting some change. $5 in change. Oh, my friend William's calling me, but he's gonna need to wait because I'm a little bit busy right now. So, yeah, we could talk on the phone later because I'm a little busy right now. I'm making a video right now. Anyway, so I bought some French fries for $3.50, and I bought a pepperoni pizza. I got one pepperoni pizza for $3.50, and I got a slushie for $8, and I ended up getting some change. I got $5 in change. Let me know if that's how much change I should get. Yeah, and I used all of my manners, and a teacher didn't even have to remind me. Yeah. And when I was at the skating trip, I did not skate at all because I don't really think I'm good at skating. So instead of skating, I stayed at the snack shack and I socialized with my friends Joshua, Victor, and William. Oh, and my friend Marcus too. Yeah, I didn't skate. I didn't do any skating. Anthony, let me ask you something. Weren't you supposed to... Never mind. So when I was, at the trip, I didn't skate, but instead I was at the snack shack socializing with my friends. Yeah, I spent most of the time in the snack shack socializing with my friends and on my phone watching YouTube. And I was watching South Park, and I was watching South Park. I was watching Darman, I guess, uh and I also think that I was watching Mickey Mouse. I know those are some kiddish shows, but South Park is not really for kids. not for kids under 16. You gotta be 16 and up to watch South Park. But I'm mature enough to watch it because I don't usually try to perform what's going on in South Park. I usually watch it thoroughly. I watch South Park thoroughly, and I do not perform what's going on in South Park. So I'm mature enough to watch South Park. And I believe I was at the skating rink from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. I had a great time give me 1 second, guys. I gotta do something real quick. Guys, I just had to close my door. I had a great time at the skating trip. Anthony, weren't you supposed to be talking to a friend at the skating trip? Yeah, but I forgot. Yeah, weren't you supposed to be talking to a friend? Yeah, but I forgot. And weren't you supposed to be weren't you supposed to be talking to a friend? Yeah, but I forgot. I'm sorry. It's okay. Maybe you could do it next time. If we have another field trip. Or if we have a other fun activity. Alright. Like a field trip. And the reason why I like doing field trips is because I guess we get to be on our phones sometimes, but I feel like if we're on school grounds, then we're not allowed to be on the phones. Yeah, and usually when I'm in school, I don't usually use my cell phone because I believe that when we're in school, cell phones need to be off and away. And some kids like to use their phones in school. And you want to know what happens? A teacher usually takes their phone and confiscates it until the end of the day. And that hasn't happened to me this school year. And I don't think it will. But as long as I'm not using any cell phones in school when I'm not supposed to. Yeah, some kids like to be on their phones in school even though they're not supposed to be. Some kids like to go to places like bathrooms and stuff just so they could lollygag instead of actually using it. And I don't usually do that. Because if you lollygag in the bathroom, or if you lollygag in the hallway, or if you lollygag in the stairwell, then you could end up on something called a no pass list. And if a student has been placed on a no pass list in school, then a student can't be trusted to go anywhere in the school building, like the bathroom, to get a drink of water, or to get a drink, to the library, to the nurse's office, to another classroom, I guess, to take a break, to go to another classroom to take a break, or anywhere else in the school building, unless if a grown-up staff member could escort them. If a student's on the no pass list, then if a student is on the no pass list, then the student can't be trusted to go anywhere in the school building unless if a grown-up staff member could escort them. Yeah, children's that are on the no pass list need to be escorted everywhere by a grown-up staff member. Yeah, kids on the no pass list need to be escorted everywhere by a staff member, a grown-up. And if you're not on the no pass list, then a teacher will allow you to be in the hallways by yourself, but as long as you have a hall pass with you. But if you're on the no pass list, then you can't go anywhere by yourself. And a adult, a grown up, and if a student's on the no pass list, then a student can't be in the hallways by themselves, and a staff member would have to escort them everywhere. Yeah, kids on the no pass list need to be escorted everywhere by staff members at all times. And eventually, a student could get removed from the no pass list. But as long as they're not lollygagging in the hallways or in the bathrooms or in the stairwells or anything, but if a kid continues to lollygag, then the student's gonna stay on the no pass list. Yeah, if a student's on a no pass list, then a student can't be trusted to go anywhere in the school building without an escort. Yeah, a student that's on the no pass list needs to be escorted everywhere by a staff member, a grown up staff member. Yeah. But good thing I'm not on the no pass list, and I don't think I'm ever gonna be on the no pass list this school year or any other school year, because I've been I've been on my best behavior. I haven't been lollygagging in the hallways. I haven't been in the hallways wandering around or roaming around. I haven't been asking to use the bathroom just so I could have some extra time in the hallway, or so I could go to the bathroom the lollygag instead of actually using the bathroom. And I haven't been going to classrooms I'm not supposed to be. Like, say if I was supposed to be in my regular class, but instead I go to an 8th grade classroom to visit. A teacher might say, Anthony, you don't belong here. You're not an 8th grader. You need to go downstairs because you're not an 8th grader. You're a 7th grader. Yeah. If I go to places I'm not supposed to be, if I was in school and if I go to places I'm not supposed to be, like an 8th grade classroom or something, to visit, then that could also put me on the no pass list. But I don't think I'm ever going to be put on the no pass list because I don't do anything like that. Go visiting 8th grade classrooms when I'm not supposed to be. Or lollygagging in the bathrooms and stuff. If I do any of that stuff, then I could get put on the no pass list. But I'm not going to get put on the no pass list because I don't lollygag in school. Yeah. Alright, I did not go to exploratory or English because I was at the Christiana skating trip. And I had a good time there. And I was really happy that I was eligible to go. Because some kids weren't eligible to go because of their behavior. And you have to earn permission slips to go on field trips. And you can't get into any trouble. Yeah, but some kids weren't eligible to go on the skating trip because of their behavior. But good thing I haven't been misbehaving in school and I've been on my best behavior. And that's exactly why I was eligible to go on the skating trip. Alright. Now, yeah, I had a good day at the skating trip. I was supposed to be making new friends, like mates or something like that, but I forgot. And I forgot to do that. I was supposed to be making new friends, like mates, or if you call it that, or I don't know. I was supposed to be making some new friends, but I forgot. So, maybe next time. Or maybe next time if we go on a field trip. Alright, I had a good day. I had a good day at the skating trip. Now, when I got back to class, when I got back to school, and when I arrived back to school, we had to go to the cafeteria. And then after that, we had to go to Miss Bossard's class for MTSS. And for MTSS, we needed to check our report cards on an app, on a website called Infinite Campus. And I got A's and B's. I didn't get any bad grades. Because in social studies, I got a 90. And in science, I think I also got a 90. And in gym, I got 100. And in music, I think I also got 100. I got good grades. Yeah, but if I misbehave, then I could be getting a 0. But good thing I didn't get no zeros. Because zeros aren't good. Yeah, but if I'm not doing my work, and if I'm not focusing on doing my work, and if I'm busy doing my own thing, then I might have to take a 0 for the 4th marking period. If I don't do my work, then I might have to take a 0. And I don't want to have to take a 0. So I'm going to do my work in school. Yeah, I had a good day in MTSS, and I also got to have some cash out. And I got to socialize with some of my friends. Yeah, and then after that, I was dismissed. I had a good day at school, and I got to go on a field trip. And I was happy about that. Alright guys, this was day 23 of me being interviewed by my friend Cesar. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Alright, goodbye.